Beautiful shot there.
Oh, wow. Stop it, please.
Well, bienvenida and welcome to all pool fans joining us from across the world for this Predator Pro Billiard Series 10-ball event hosted in this beautiful star-studded arena at the Gandia Palace Hotel on the Mediterranean coast in Spain. And you are joining us for the quarter-final of the Little Monster Men's International Open. And a great lineup here with the Polish Wojciech SZEWZCYK taking on a home favorite, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. My name is Gethin Davis. It's my pleasure to be joined in the commentating box with my good friend and colleague, Eric Hallison. Eric, this is a matchup.
Yeah, two of the absolute best players in the world going at it here. Ruiz, a little hotter as of late, coming off a second-place finish at the International Open last week. SZEWZCYK always dangerous in these Pro Billiard Series formats. He has a little more experience on the Pro Billiard Series than Ruiz does, but look for a great one coming up.
Absolutely. Both top class players. SZEWZCYK winning the lag in this race to form format, best of 3 sets.
SZEWZCYK absolutely crushes the rack from the middle. Look for big action here on the break. Nine ball falling in last minute. And that's the edge to how he's breaking, Gethin. Balls can fluke in, hitting them at that speed.
Look at that cue ball. It did take a little nudge from the 5, but the cue ball was sticking to the center of the table. And if you're making balls and keeping the cue ball in good position, all possibilities can lead favorably. And Wojciech has a very good look at the 1 ball here, and the 2 does slide past the 4.
Yeah, everything available on this rack. 6, 7, 8 movement, very easy. Even 4, 6, 7, 8. So just getting through the first 3 balls here is big. Pardon me, the 5's up at the top of the table, so a little more cue ball movement, but comfortable rack. Slightly underdrawn here, but he's safe with the scratch. Flag it in dead weight.
As you can see from that angle, has a full pocket. Hitting that a little harder, Eric, coming off 2 rails. Putting a bit more distance between the balls, but guaranteeing the position he was looking for without bringing the 8 into play.
Yeah, just had a little more angle. Was uncomfortable with the slow speed of the off-angle pocketing. Good shot.
You mentioned about SZEWZCYK having a little bit more experience. He has picked up the China Open 9-ball championship already this year, so clearly is no sleuth to getting over the finish line.
Yeah, former World 10-ball champion too, playing with the same rules on the Pro Billiard Series. Runner-up in the World Pool Championship. Quiet guy, so doesn't get all the accolades that some of the superstars might get, but has about 4 major titles to his credit so far in his career. Consistent, strong finisher.
Yeah, and the Polish contingency very strong. I've got to share a few post-tournament times with the guys. I will let you into a little secret. Wojciech doesn't mind a bit of karaoke, but that's just between us.
Yeah, the Polish team travel a lot together, show good support for each other throughout all the events.
And well, he's opened up with a break and run. You can't ask for better than that, Eric.
Yeah, I expect both players to be pretty offensive on the break. And SZEWZCYK going with the offensive break from the middle. Just a question of whether he can make balls. The ball in the second row was going in the first rack. That's what he'll be going. That's what he'll be looking for as far as consistency. Did get kicked away, but again, with the power he's hitting it at, chance of fluking other balls as well.
Well, coming in with a strong break, as I mentioned at the beginning of the match, this is a race to 4 format, best of 3 sets. It is winner breaks, and also there are early calls on the 10. So SZEWZCYK will have this break, and well, if he can keep breaking in a similar fashion, he will really put Francisco to the test today.
Yeah, he's just coming off a match previously at the noon round in Spain. Defeated Alban Ocean in 2 sets, correct, Gethin? 2-set win, I think.
Yeah, in the last 16. And Francisco, as we see, a scratch off the break, and well, very unexpected after his first break.
Yeah, just lost the squareness on this one. Top on the cue ball, kind of snaking the cue ball into the side pocket.
So, our first look at Francisco. I did get a bit of time before the match, a slight delay on this match as we were waiting for Wojciech to finish his match. To get to see Ruiz warming up. Looking very much in form, up for this one. And on the previous table, I had the pleasure of commentating another young Spaniard, and there's quite a few Spanish in the crowd, so Eric, we may hear some jeers and cheers, a couple of oles maybe in the background. Good support here at the Gandia Palace Hotel, just south of Valencia.
Yeah, definitely the hometown favorite. Arguably the strongest player from Spain, up there with David Alcaide.
Also coming through a very good 2-0 win over Oliver Zolnocki, who will be performing in the match after this on this table. for the Little Monster final of the Mixed Couples International Open. He's playing with Muyan Zhang of China, and they take on Wang and Toicha. 8 p.m. local time. We'll keep you updated if there's any changes.
Gethin and I will be in the box for that one. Surprising result in the mixed doubles, considering the strength of the field. 4 players that don't make the finals as often as some of the bigger names. It's going to be an interesting one.
I have to say, it's been so exciting watching the matchups and how they work together with each other. And yeah, on paper, you probably wouldn't have picked it that way, but full testament to the matches that they pulled through yesterday. They played magnificently, and we will be in for a thriller after this. However, I've got a feeling the way both these guys have come out the gate, we're in for another.
Yeah, Ruiz staying in good line here, but a cue ball moving from 7 to 8. 9 and 10 is blocking some of the obvious paths back towards the 8. I think he'll look for something up the left side of the table. There is room between the 9 and the right long rail if he wants to play over to the longer side. Probably advisable. Fair bit more room over there. Draw 2 rails back works too.
A little bounce off the short rail. Really wouldn't want it to be straight.
Yeah, it looks like he is very straight here.
Yeah, he just gave a little nod. Okay, not going his way with the bounce, but may take a longer pot on this 9.
Yeah, I think the angle's going slightly to the right, which is drawing him into the bottom right. In the following play, he can't get really close to the 9, so just going to have to accept distance here. Powered out of it nicely. Got all he could out of that cue ball.
Yeah, that's easier said than done on these Predator Arc tables. You know, playing tight, players needing to be very careful when powering into them. But on this occasion, does it very, very nicely and takes this second set. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, 1-1, and winner breaks format will have this break. And this will be the first break that we get to see him make, Eric.
Yeah, he hasn't played on the Pro Billiard Series for the past couple years, really. So in the time that I've been commentating, I haven't seen him play much in these formats. Just to render a guess, I would guess that he'd be breaking from the side rail, that type of player.
Well, while the ref racks them, I just wanted to give you a little fact on Francisco. He was our 2010 WPA World Junior 9-Ball Championship, and playing on the other tables right now, we do have the Predator WPA Junior World 10-Ball Championships. That was 15 years ago, Eric. Wow, doesn't time fly?
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of caught a higher gear later in his career, around 30. Had that one great year where he won 2 world championships and about 4 major tournaments throughout the course of the year.
He also...
But a great player for a long time.
Yeah, and he also brings a bit of that Spanish flair with him. We've seen it in such things as the Mosconi team. However, did the 4-ball bump the cue ball enough to give him a pot in angle on this?
Yeah, I believe he has it. 2-ball plays a little bit awkwardly into the side. Too much angle to draw back for the 2 in the same pocket. Thought he might have to run into it there. Didn't get the bump that he wanted. Safe options now for SZEWZCYK. Kind of like getting the cue ball down near the 8 here.
Yeah, he was listening to you, Eric. Didn't bring the 8, but the 9, and the 5 was always there as backup, so Francisco put in a bit of trouble, not getting it his way so far.
Yeah, the 6 and the 4 are kind of cutting off the long rails here. He can go before the side pocket with a bunch of right and maybe get into the 2. But looking at it from this angle, it looks like that's playing a little sharply. Tough spot. He hasn't made a decision yet.
No, and he's called his extension. Players are on a 30-second shot clock. They do have 1 extension per rack.
This is all he has. Bunch of right spin here to widen the cue ball out. Looks like he has a look in the side. Sharp one. He's called it. Good opener from SZEWZCYK. 4 looks pretty tight past the 10. He has angle to develop it back to the same pocket if he wants.
Needs that to run a bit more than that, Eric, I believe. He's on the, as you would say, the 50-yard line.
Yeah, he just caught a little bit of stun out of that follow play. It can happen sometimes when you're hitting a ball thickly like that. I mean, if he was queuing at that close bridge, I would assume he's going to try to bank at it. Definitely are safe options, but he's considering offense here. You know, when 2 upper world-class players go at it, they tend to play a little bit more aggressive. They know how well their opponent can defend. They tend to favor staying at the table a little more. Didn't get this one. Chance for Ruiz now.
Yeah, he was going offensive. He wasn't looking to keep the cue ball in a safe spot, and when he has a good look at this 4, managed to avoid the middle pocket. I think he was playing it on the thick side to do that, and the 4 ball stayed out.
Yeah, one of those kind of half-stroke type shots. Easy to decelerate on those. Got down to the end of his shot clock too, a little rushed. Looks like the cue ball's missing the 7 going forward. Play back towards the 6 in the bottom left.
Makes the 5, bumps the 7. Well,
Yeah,
leaves
he's
him.
just trying to play a little thicker in the pocket there to avoid the 7, but he's come up a little awkward here.
Done very well there, Eric.
Yeah, 9 ball is kind of back in the path of where he wants to be on the 8, but he can hold up the left side of the table with some left spin here.
Has come up a little short on a couple of shots. Needs to be careful.
Decided to play it around. It's good play. Back into the angle a little more. Less risk with the 9.
Well, after going on the offense with a bank that he didn't make, Francisco wasn't able to convert the opportunity that was left. And our Polish player, SZEWZCYK, will just stick his neck out in front again by the looks of it. And takes a 2-1 lead in this race to 4. Nothing in it so far.
Yeah, first missed ball of the set coming in rack number 3. Good recovery from SZEWZCYK after running into the 7.
Yeah, and after contacting that 7, that could have gone a little bit wiry. He recovered, in my view, very well. As you look on our other table, TV table 2, it's the Estonian Dennis Graba, and he plays the Dutchman Marco Teutjer. And our other 2 quarterfinals, we have an all-Polish affair. Konrad Ujishin takes on Daniel Maciel, and the Estonian Karl Nadbury is taking on Badr Al-Wahadi from Kuwait. Our 4 quarterfinals well underway.
Yeah, 3 poles in the final 8 here. Perfect hit from SZEWZCYK. 9 ball almost going, but nothing down this time.
No, again, as with the first break, great control of the cue ball. Look at it pop up in the air and put on the brakes. Oh, the 9 was close, Eric. We would have had good shape on the 1, or shape on the 1. However, Francisco is faced with that 1. I'm just looking at the trouble that 1 ball might be running into if he does take on this pot.
Yeah, it's big trouble. He's running right into the 5, and there's so many balls down there that I think it's pretty risky to try to run into it. If he goes off the left side, the cue ball will free up. It's tough to control the cue ball exactly into the left side of the 5. He'll want to play offense, and he has called it. Oh, he was able to miss them all, Gethin, and he's coming for a combo. Look at this shot.
He
Wow.
put his hand up, but he found the gap beautifully.
Yeah, I think the hand was to just say to the cue ball to slow down a little bit. He was playing that. I thought he was running into the 5 for sure, but great shot from Ruiz.
And early 10s are a win, Eric.
Good spot there from Ruiz, recognizing that he could get through that path of 4 balls right onto the 210.
I have to
It's a
say, Eric,
win.
that
It's a
didn't
win. The ref's misinformed here.
Oh.
Yeah, he thinks he's supposed to be spotting it.
Well, we do have the World Junior Championships going on, and they have the WPA rules. It's slightly different, and they're going on at the same time, so our referees probably hop from one match to the other. It's very easily done. We are coming to the penultimate match on day 6. We have another 2 days of play, but these referees have been doing a great job and a good bit of banter between the two as well, Eric.
Yeah, funny one there, but rightfully resolved.
Well, I alluded to there being nothing in it. The scoreline now reflecting that as well. This will be Ruiz's second break. Key one. This will be to get to the hill for either player. Quite important in these quick fire race to 4s.
Perfect hit again. 8-ball's got a chance. It's down. Nothing on the 1.
Well, we see on the replay. Watch the body movement from Ruiz there. Popping up like a coiled spring. Getting fortune with the 8. But a lot of misfortune for shape on the 1. Can see an edge of it. I believe he can see an edge of it. The overhead camera gave us a little teaser. No, maybe not.
Yeah, I have a feeling he doesn't have it here. Pushing down to where he thought was decent. SZEWZCYK could be looking to get the cue ball behind the 10 in that case. He wants to go at it. Might need a bit of a swerve. It's have to create a lot of power in the cue ball at that point. Yeah, he did have it. Pardon me.
Ooh. And he's played that delicately. Maybe a gap between the 5-6 for the 1 rail escape, but that was a delicate shot he took on there.
Yeah, it wasn't much else. High percentage kick save for SZEWZCYK here. Try and get the cue ball back near the 5. Even stopping it where it is, the 7 ball is going to give a lot of cover going up table. Nicely controlled on the cue ball, but lost track of the 1 a little bit.
Yeah, missed the 9 and 2, came right through the gap. Has left Francisco a look at this.
Containing save from Ruiz. Came up a little short. SZEWZCYK can cut the 1 near the 10 and try to use the 2-9 as blockers.
I think he called the opposite center pocket for a bank.
Yeah, the bank goes too.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't think he's on the 2. Funny one there, and that's a big roll in the first set now.
Yeah, you were mentioning, Eric, both players looking to go on the offense. That was aggressive. Didn't get the reward.
Looking for ways to get the cue ball down near the 7. 5-6 ideally.
Good contact. Cue ball was tracking towards the 3.
I believe he's got him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ruiz going over to the kicking angle here. Back to the pocketing angle. Might have it. Just brushed by the edge of the 3. Can consider a combo from the 5-6. It's laying well into the pocket. 5 should stay near where the 6 is.
Yeah, floats off the short rail. I think the 5-6 combo would be the order of the day. He's just looking
He's
to
able
see.
to get into the short side from this angle, yeah. It's a good shot. Had the perfect angle to come over there. Seven in the same pocket, likely.
Yep. Off the short rail with a good chunk of side, and well, this will be the first time in the match that Francisco is in the lead, and not a bad time to do it. We put him on the hill. It's been such a close fought match so far. And floats it very nicely for this 10. And well, Eric, SZEWZCYK was just keeping his neck out in front for the first half of this set, and that has been turned around by the Spaniard, really by a poor position left from a great brave bank, and he's on the hill. 3-2 in this first set. He had a little bit of applause from the crowd, but I'm sure there's a bit more liveliness to come out of them yet. And we'll have the break, Eric. So this is a really, really good opportunity for Francisco to take the first set. Would not want to be letting SZEWZCYK take this and the break for the hill-hill match.
Yeah, he hit the last break perfectly square. 8-ball slid in last minute.
He certainly takes off when he hits them. Real good body movement. Gets every little ounce of energy out of himself.
Yeah, it's like the old school breakers when they used to play hand rack all the time. Niels Fayen, Francisco Bustamante, big leg kicks. Ruiz not as much about the leg kick, but a big body lift on the way through.
So, on the hill, 3-2 in this first set. Sanchez Ruiz to break.
Got the 1 ball this time. That's what he's looking for. Nothing on the 2.
A lot of balls colliding in the middle and then branching out to the respective corners. 2. Not really sitting in a potable position at all, but there's a bit of traffic on the left-hand side of it. He may be able to get into the 2 with a bit of force and cheek that cue ball over behind the 3.
Yeah, these are always tough to judge. Draws at long distance, trying to be really precise with them. But I think the best play is behind the 8 here. Doing something without draw. I understand not drawing there. Just look for contact on the 8 to kind of get behind the 4. Just missed it, looks like.
Yeah, the cue ball's tucked in there by the 4. Looks like from Ruiz's reaction that there is a shot on this, but it's by no means an easy shot. Oh, and maybe not if SZEWZCYK's looking at the long rail first.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a kick at this one. Good shot from Ruiz.
Ooh, I thought the 7 was going to come to his rescue.
Think it might have, but he's got a makeable jump here.
Yeah, it is a makeable jump, and a bit of look of dismay from SZEWZCYK. Was a difficult shot, wasn't far away. Oh,
Had the
was
edge
a
of
gap. Well, the 4 is rather gnarly up on the top left behind the 8 and 9.
Yeah, I think it's too aggressive to try to drop the long rail and break into it. So Ruiz is looking for an angle where he can get on the 4 and stop the cue ball behind the 9. Doesn't want to go too far down. This is just okay. Got to be a little careful with the 4 ball coming around 3 rails into the side.
Yeah, it looks like there's just a bit of a gap between the rail and the 4. That will help him avoid a double kiss. I think he called the 3 railer just in case in the centre bag.
Good shot. No jump available here.
No, and the second time SZEWZCYK's been put in trouble. This time it's a lot more difficult. 1 rail escape is there, but getting safe off of it, well, that's another question altogether.
Ball in hand for Ruiz. Be a good start as far as possibly opening up the 8. He can do it off the 6, and the 7 is reasonably available over the bottom left. It's my first intuition here.
Yeah, they're quite tight together. Well, there is a gap, but nowhere near lining up for the combination. And as you said, if he's going to go into
there,
the...
Gethin.
Oh.
So for a set win here.
He doesn't fancy attacking that 8-9 at all. He fancies attacking the 10.
I don't blame him. And he's got it. Quick set.
Quick set
2
indeed.
early 10s for Ruiz.
Well, Eric, as we take a little look at a roundup of the shots there, it looks like the players are just going to take a small break, collect themselves and prepare for the second set. I think we should just go and refresh our drinks, and we will be joining back with you momentarily for the second set of this matchup between Wojciech SZEWZCYK and Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. Well, a warm welcome back to this quarter-final matchup of the Little Monster Men's International Open. You join back for the start of the second set. A very close affair in the first set. Francisco just running away at the end, taking it 4-2. And he breaks off this second set with a dry break.
Yeah, a bunch of balls wanted to go in the left middle, but got kicked away. Two clusters of 3 balls now. Some tactical play in this rack.
Yeah, the power was there again. A few clusters have developed though this time. And, well, I don't know if he's got a full ball hit on this one or if he can even see the potting angle. Well, I don't think that's good enough, I'm afraid, Eric. I think Francisco can certainly see an edge of that, and maybe will want to try and bring the cue ball back down to a similar position, but covering the one.
I like that. Be able to be in control of where the one ends up, cutting it into the 4.
Didn't pick up on the call, Eric, but I believe that was just insurance as it is, and wow, he's managed to freeze the cue ball up, and that is not a bad shot at all. It cuts off the top half of the table as an option by the looks of it, unless there is, well, we'll see from the overhead. No, 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 this is tricky.
Yeah, smart shot there, recognizing that the 1 was playing directly into the 2. Tough kick here for SZEWZCYK. Ball in hand, and
Well,
he's going to open some of them up.
Yeah, I was about to say, Eric, I've seen other players in matches earlier today in a similar position, recognizing that the clusters were there and the clearance wasn't really on, and have played positional fouls and even created an extra cluster rather than go for the really difficult escape. And as you just pointed out, in trying to do so, he's opened up that cluster a bit, but the 2's still looking very ugly against the 10.
A little
Chose to go into
unfortunate
it
here. Yeah, pretty heavy cut on the 2 now. Over top of the 6 a bit. The 3 plays well into the 9 for a combo, so big battle on the 2 ball here.
Well, I think he's got good cover for this too, and I don't know if Ruiz is trying to impress his home crowd, but he's put that 2 into a position where if he was to get ball in hand here, he'd probably take the 2-10 on.
We'll see if he does.
Well, he's running to the
Especially
other
with the
cluster.
5. Yeah, but it's tied the 5 up kind of awkwardly. It's available on the bottom and the top left. Wonder if he will try this combo. It's pretty far from the pocket, I think, is the one reason he might pass it up. He's going to.
Well, this will be for the second time in the match. We do have the 3 foul rule in effect, but that is nowhere near FSR's radar here.
He's got it. Wow, another quick one for Ruiz.
And a little smile over at the FSR support. This being hosted at the Gandia Palace Hotel, just less than an hour south of Valencia. Beautiful location on the Mediterranean coast. And I'm confident that a few travelling fans will be here, not just enjoying the beach life, but enjoying their man. Took the first set 4-2 in a close fought contest, but this is looking good for him here. He gets off to an early start, 1-0, winner breaks format. Just while we watch our referee put them together and rack up for this second rack, we already have a result in from our TV table. The Estonian Dennis Graber, on fire by the looks of it, took a 2 2-0 win over the Dutchman Marco Teutjer. So he's the first one of this group of 8 through to the semi-final. Good stuff for Dennis.
Yeah, another underrated player similar to SZEWZCYK. Just kind of goes about his business quietly, but able to get right through to the end of major tournaments and win them. Perfect break, Gethin. One ball's just not cooperating with either player here.
No, that was a great break. Look at the cue ball on this replay. It was as if he was a dog trainer saying, sit, because that did not move an inch. But yeah, you're right. That one ball is not playing. And apart from maybe this left-hand side, I can't really think of a good place to push to. So, well, he looked at trying to jump that 8, but the cue ball is quite a way up the table.
Yeah, always tough to push when the ball you're pushing around is right near a pocket, so I think he's going to favor some kind of push to a jump here. Push to a kick, maybe.
Well, yeah, you'd need to be as taller than an NBA basketball player to reach that for a jump, I have the feeling. But these guys never fail to surprise. And also,
deciding if he wants to leave a thinner one or a thicker one on the jump.
down to 10. Shot clock won't stop ticking for him. Well, that's where he felt he could jump the one ball from. Let's see if SZEWZCYK fancies his chances. He does have the option to give it back to him, and has done. I thought he may have brought his jump stick out and just reach over and see if he was comfortable with the shot to start with, but decided from a distance. I'll let you have this one, FSR.
Ooh, caught the ball on the way through. 3 might line up with the 10 here. It has lots of early 10s in this match, Gethin.
Wow.
It's a little off angle, but I think it's makeable. See from the overhead.
The 8 also dropped from the overhead.
Oh, yeah, it's there.
Eric.
4th one of the match.
Well, absolutely. Getting one back. And there, as you called it, Eric, quite a straightforward cannon on the 10 to take this second rack early on. They're coming in thick and fast, Eric. Could go either way, win a break, so SZEWZCYK back to the oki, but wow, what drama.
Yeah, it's not like the 10 ball's going over the pocket, but other balls are just lining up with it.
Yeah, it was FSR's probably last one was the most impressive. But yeah, it's funny when it finishes like that, and the players will spot it. Usually before me. As I mentioned, we also have, playing at the same time, the Predator WPA Junior World Championships, and that's underway at the moment on the other tables. If you want to just keep up to date with any scores for the remaining events, we've got 2 more days after this. Please do visit the ProBilliardSeries.com website. You'll get all the fixtures results. And we will have a 1-day break after this 8-day event, and we'll be back in the same location for the Predator Euro Tour. So lots of pool to come ahead, And following this one, we have the mixed couples final. Should be at 8 p.m. local time. Big break for SZEWZCYK here. Really could do with getting in the lead into this second set and threatening bringing the sets back to evens.
Ten ball went straight in this time. It's not a win on the break. Shot on the one.
Yep, the 10 ball will get respotted. And SZEWZCYK will stay at the table. Cue ball just leaking a little bit, but still retaining the power and spread of the balls.
It's only available into the bottom right. Cue ball's kind of playing into the 9, but he's looking at stunning to the right of it. Any kind of back cut like this is always tricky. This one a little more severe, so missable shot here.
Doesn't seem too comfortable with it, Eric.
Yeah, he might be thinking safe. Problem with playing the cue ball to the right of the 9 is that it's kind of playing back into the 10 afterwards, and it's a little tough to slow the cue ball down.
Well, he made it centre pocket, Eric, and took a chunk of the 10. Was looking to come round the right-hand side as we were looking at the table there to play it in the left pocket. May now be forced to either take on the cut in the corner pocket or play safe. It's a thin one.
Yeah, too much energy in the cue ball for the offense here. Oh, he's in the corner, Gethin. It's a big mistake here.
Yeah, we've not had many unforced errors at all in the lead up to the second set, and that's disappointing for SZEWZCYK. You feel that whoever takes the reins at this point is going to get the momentum into the latter stages of this second set. Ball in hand for Ruiz. It's just what he wanted.
Yeah, things starting to look very good for Ruiz here. Ideally doesn't want a big angle on the 4 near where it is, near where the cue ball is now, because he needs to hold for the 5.
Well, I think he's going to try and come up just a bit shorter of the middle pocket on that angle. Doesn't want to overrun this one.
Yeah, I think he has to. Too much angle to hold for the side here. Tried to hold for the side. Got a little angle going the wrong way. Banks on. 3 rails around back to the 6s on as well. Tough shot though, that sharply in the side and that far away from it. He's gonna try it. Big shot for Ruiz here. No good.
No, these new Predator Arc tables are not forgiving at the best of times, especially the centre pockets. I did like your shout about the 3 rails from the bank. The six has come to the rescue somewhat here.
Yeah, blocking off the bottom left.
Yeah, I
Shot
think he's
from
covered that.
SZEWZCYK. Covered it two ways with the 8 into the top left. And the 6 ball.
And good cue ball as well. Locked onto this short rail. That makes FSR's options reduced somewhat. Yeah, containing safety. Came off the long rail just short of the middle pocket to glance an edge of the 5. Well, the 5 is left quite close to the 8. We'll get a good look now.
Yeah. Too thin for a combo here, but looks like he's going at the bank again. Maybe cue ball behind the 10. Just got it this time.
Yep. Decided to bring the offensive game and wasn't looking for any cover, Eric, either. He wanted shape on this 6. He's got it. Looks like he's running through with some left side.
Yeah, staying in good control here. 2 rails back for the side now. Straight enough to hold for the 10 and halfway to his total now in the second set.
Yeah, brought it round all the angles. Big open area for the cue ball. And this will get him halfway to his total, as you said, Eric. And after a very unfortunate scratch, giving FSR ball in hand, he found himself back at the table and has taken that opportunity. He takes the lead in the second set. Leads by 2 racks to 1. As we see a couple of the replay shots there, Eric. Well, SZEWZCYK needs to start doing something. This was a good time to do it with a good leading bank shot.
Yeah, I think Ruiz will look back on that rack and maybe consider playing the 5 in the corner. I mean, I understand why he didn't. He would have had to accept a fair bit of angle, and the 7 could have got him. I think it was really hard to hold up the cue ball for the 5 there. Actually did almost as best he could, but still ended up getting him.
Quick update from our all-Polish quarterfinal between Konrad Jezishin and Daniel Maciol. That's going to go all the way. It's now 1 set apiece in that match. Their comrade SZEWZCYK breaking at 2-1 in this second set, but does trail 1 set to 0.
You know what Shevchuk does really well on the breaks? It keeps his hand down. It's hard to do when you're hitting the ball that hard. Tend to want to lift your hand up off the bed of the table, but see how it barely moved there? It's tough to do.
Yeah, and I don't know, from that replay, there was a lot of balls colliding with each other. Made a ball. Has finished quite close to the 1 ball here, but the 8 looks like, yeah, certainly blocking a pathway. So just wondering if Wojciech put his finger on the table there, is looking to bring the cue ball all the way back down towards the 10.
I like that. A lot of cover over on the left side of the table.
How's the position of the cue ball? Oh my word.
How about perfect? Great shot.
Yeah, and a little nod of appreciation from FSR. He will appreciate a shot like that.
Really no escape here. Tough to even tie anything up.
Indeed. See the Arcos balls there. Well, also the 7 is, well, the 4's close to it, but the 7's hampered by the 9. So maybe there is a little twist if Shevchuk gets to the table with ball in hand, but let's see how FSR navigates his way through this. 2 rails, maybe pick up a 3rd. Oh,
Great try.
He was not far away, Eric. And that's the best. Well, of course he would have liked to have been closer, but wow, what a position Shevchuk put him in there.
Yeah, I was actually worried the ball was going to go a little tight, but it went long, so it was possible to hit. Good effort.
Well, at
Shevchuk might be
7-9.
considering, running into the 7-9 off the 4. 3's in a perfect spot to get that angle on the 4, playing over to the right off of it. Seven ball's going to open up to the left long rail nicely. Just looking for a specific angle here to ideally follow into the 7.
Yeah, there's always a danger when you're running into balls, but from this angle, he should just clip the top side of the 7, and in doing so, will avoid bringing any traffic in the way of his shape on 6. So, very astute play from Shevchuk here. And he's nudged it nicely into position. May slightly hamper his cueing here, but bumped it into a very nice spot, giving it a clear pathway to the bottom left corner.
Yeah, strong comeback from Shevchuk. He's good here on these last 4.
Yeah, he's left
Been
himself
pretty successful on the break as far as making balls. Just needs to get a shot on the first ball.
Didn't want straight, didn't get straight. We'll be running into the short rail, I feel, the side. Has he just finished? Yeah, maybe just needs to push it into the short rail.
A little straight here, but there's room on the short side of the 10.
Yeah, floats down to the short side and gives himself a very good opportunity here of getting to the hill in this second set. A must win for SZEWZCYK to take it to a third and final set, so this is halfway there, one step in that door. And there we have it, Eric. SZEWZCYK not giving in, no dropping of the head. I think he fancies himself still in this, and the scoreline would suggest he certainly is.
Yeah, looking to level the set score up at 1 here. Starting to get the break and run game going.
I did mention that Dennis Grabber had made it through. Just a quick update from the other quarterfinal underway between the Estonian Karl Nadberg and Badr Alawadi. Well, the Estonian is one set in front, but Al-Wahadi is 3-2 in the second, so on the hill. Bring you back to this fifth rack in the second set. The Polish man SZEWZCYK breaking on the hill, leading 3-1.
Eight ball's got a chance. Not enough energy, but away from the pocket. Chance here for Ruiz.
Yeah, that three's fallen in a bit of a naughty spot, hampering his cueing for the shot on the 1. But a dry break brings FSR back to the table, and if he's looking to take this in 2 sets, he's going to need to start turning the screw a little more, and a good safety here would do no harm.
Taking the jump out of play again. SZEWZCYK has the right long rail here. Usually balls around this area like going 2 rails at them. I have a feeling you might go 1 here. Two it was, and hit the proper side of it. Good effort there from SZEWZCYK.
Yeah, it was a good hit.
Over top of the 9.
The 2's in a bit of a pickle. It looks like it's just offline for a combination on the 7. FSR just coming round to inspect that. But what the angle he's got on this 1, is he going to be flirting with the 10, or can he avoid the 10 and get the cue ball back round?
I think he'll have to draw at this. You can't avoid the 10, but the cue ball's playing back into the 9 2 rails. I think he's worried that there's just slightly too much angle for the draw play. He is down into the bottom of the cue ball. Didn't like it. Little surprise there, especially considering the score line, but he's got him good again. Saves from Ruiz have been great in this match.
Yeah, and SZEWZCYK getting out of one already in this rack. This one seems to be in a trickier spot. I think he may have called the 7. There is a chance if he runs into it that it may go, but hitting this 1 ball first is going to take some doing.
Yeah, he's looking pretty close to the side pocket, so I think he's thinking 2 rails here. There's a chance if he clips the top side of it, the cue ball can run towards the 8 and get safe. Misjudged that time, and ball in hand start for Ruiz now. 2-3 wired right in the pocket. Rack looking good.
Yeah, I was just
Didn't
worried
miss it
about
by
that
much,
8.
Gethin.
No, not at all. I was just worried about where the 8 was, but from the overhead, it's just far enough off the rail. So yeah, good chance for FSR here. Used a bit of the 7.
I can still see the 2 fully, so just draw back off of it. Oh, he didn't want to clip the 9. See how it's lined up with the 6. Kind of a negative head shake. He's having a second look at the angle here. I think it goes by his body language.
Good solid pot on the 4. Gives him every chance. And with that angle, if it doesn't go, maybe he can come round the high side of it. Or even go into it, Eric.
Go. Yeah, it didn't go. Try to develop something and didn't land ideally here. Looks like the bank's playing a little long. Gonna use the 8 for cover. Didn't want to leave the right edge of this 6. Believe he might have.
Oh, that will make a difference if he can.
I think SZEWZCYK's going to try to lag the cue ball behind the 7 here. His distance play is coming around 3 rails. It's a good shot.
Yeah, the pace of the cue ball just taken out by the 9 was tracking very nicely down towards the bottom short rail, and where it's left the shot for FSR is a cut down the rail. Decided not to take it on, and well, he's done this a few times. His safety play is really on point, and that's going to force our pole to go airborne.
Decent shot, creating some distance. Cue ball's running into the 9 here. If anything, it's playing a little bit to the right of it and could actually come between the 9-10 back towards the 7.
Oh, that's a very good spot, Eric. Oh, he takes a chunk of the 9 though.
Yeah, I tried to get through the 9 initially. On the shot I was calling, the cue ball was playing towards the side a little bit. So I was just looking for other angles. Risk of scratching there, but he avoided it. More distance for Ruiz now.
Yeah, was running out of time there, Eric. Used up all the seconds. Went for a containing safety.
Well, Shevchuk's taken a few banks in this match, and he's going to take another one here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Eric, you would say advantage SZEWZCYK. He's at the table in control.
He's got it, and he's a big favorite to take down set number 2 now. Looks like we're going to a third set here. Sharp in the side, but nice and close to it.
A centre pocket on that 7 as well, Eric. The banks are certainly open for SZEWZCYK. I like this, Eric. SZEWZCYK playing in Spain. Surely there's a bit of a Spanish crowd there. We hear them now and again. FSR getting off to a great start in our first set. But he's dug deep and he's put it in the effort. And he takes the second set rather more convincingly, 4-1. Takes us to a third set thriller. And, well, this race to 4 format really playing well as the players take a break. My good colleague Eric Horlison and myself will also just take a few moments. Please don't go away. We'll be back very shortly. Well, a welcome back to this Little Monster Men's International Open quarter-final matchup between Wojciech SZEWZCYK of Poland and Francisco Sanchez Ruiz of Spain. My name's Gethin Davis. I'm joined in the box for this third set and deciding set by my good friend and colleague, Eric Horlison. Welcome back from the break, Eric.
Yeah, SZEWZCYK to open things off here. Saw him, got the momentum on his side, won the last set 4-1. Nothing down this time, Gethin. Shot on the one, looks like as well. 9-ball might be blocking him.
Yeah, the cue ball did get a little nudge up this long rail, but that looks like a gap. And if it does pass the two, not a bad opportunity for FSR. The three is a little bit naughty along the other long rail next to the five, but let's put our focus back on this one ball.
Yeah, I don't believe he has the angle here, just by his body language. He can kick it in rail first. The four makes the pocket a little bigger. I think he's considering that.
Could also play a very delicate safety shot rail first. So he would need to contact a cushion afterwards, so needs to get on the left side of the one, but maybe could play that and roll up behind the two. It's a very soft shot.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of energy with the cue ball going to the left off that one. It is possible, though. Oh. Making use of his full 45 seconds and an extension here.
Yeah, he just had a look at the clock as well. Knows that it's running out.
Didn't like it in the end, but I don't like this one. I don't think the right long rail first kick is there. The carom is there, and again the four is making the pocket bigger. It looks like SZEWZCYK's going to go for this.
Cue ball is locked on this bottom rail. Cueing tricky.
Hit it
Makes
perfect.
the two. Yeah.
And here comes that 10 ball that we've seen a few times in this match so far. Just gonna stay away from the temptation here. High percentage safe behind the three. But he's pushing it near the 10 for a combo.
Yeah, and has locked that cue ball very nicely off the cushion up behind the three. FSR's been in a similar position before. This is another tough one. Both players been playing really good safety shots when they've had the chance, making good decisions, I feel.
Yeah, and for SZEWZCYK to get out of the second set with a 4-1 win, he had to come with a lot of good kicks. Good contact by Ruiz. Taking the combo out of play. Might have another one on the 3-5 now. He has the angle to run into it if he wants.
No, elected against running into them, but in taking the pace out of that cue ball, the one has run short of the corner pocket, sitting deep in the jaws. That's a unforced error, really, you have to consider from SZEWZCYK.
Yeah, never expected not to make it to the pocket there. It actually was on the right angle, just didn't have enough speed.
The 7 looks like it may be hampering FSR, maybe not. was able to make it and has come round, clipped the 9. Has options, but no clear, obvious pot for the 3, so he has made some very cool and clever decisions with his safeties today.
Looking up table with the cue ball.
Yeah, there's not much down there for him to get really behind. They're all really close to the cushion. Needs the 7 to come to the rescue. I think the cue ball's slowed up before it got there, and a clear path, as you can see from this angle, through to the 3, but good distance.
Yeah, he kind of needs to cut the 3 into the 8 to get behind the 5, which is a problem, but I think he's going to try the same shot, barely missing the 8. Some left spin. Didn't like that one. Side rail to side rail hasn't covered him. Similar spot for Ruiz now, a little higher up the rail.
Yeah, there's not many options for cover. The 7 still looking the most obvious one. Yeah, you look to bring the 6 in as well. Called 5-ball corner pocket, I think I overheard there, Eric. So maybe just calling a bit of insurance. Ooh.
Oh, it's gone wrong. But it's going to line up off angle on the 4. Looks like the carom's there. Going to have to control the 3 ball nicely on the long rail. 9 ball's blocking some of the lanes towards the bottom right corner pocket. Could hit it with more speed and try to open it up towards the side pocket.
Well, yeah, had to play it soft.
Banks on pretty straight here. Definitely be taking it.
Yeah, he will be taking it, Eric, and making it. And this is now developing into a very nice position for FSR.
Yeah, it looks a little tough to hold the cue ball over on the right side of the table, 1 rail. He will if he can. Might have to develop something back multiple rails here.
Ooh,
This will work if the 6 passes the 9. I believe it does.
Yeah, I think he's seen a gap through there. Does look tight. A good response from FSR here. Cue ball keeps rolling.
Three rails around now. High level match overall, Gethin. Less than 5 balls missed.
Absolutely. And some really, really crucial safeties. Very accurate safeties as well. We've really got to see both FSR and SZEWZCYK's get out of jail game. and I've been impressed with both. The scoreline in sets reflect that, as FSR takes the first rack of our deciding set, so leads by 1 rack to 0. It's winner break format, as I'm sure our viewers are fully aware. And while both players have been getting their breaks working, it's been more of a case of after potting a ball till they get a shot at the next ball. So, exciting stuff here, Eric. Just taking a quick look at the other tables. We do have one more result through, and that actually sets up one of our semi-finals. In our all-Polish affair, Konrad Jashishin has been beaten by Daniel Maciol 2-1, so that sets up the second semi-final between Denis Graba and Daniel Maciol. And the first semi-final, we're still waiting for results from this match and from the other match between Karl Nadberg and Badr Alawadi.
Yeah, this is Nadberg's furthest finish in an international level tournament. Young player, around 21, I think, Gethin. Maybe slightly older.
It'd be great for Estonia if they could get 2 players into the semi-finals. They will be playing separate semis as well, so you never know. I'm sure somewhere is putting a bet on that. Be great to see 2 Estonians in the final. However, we have 2 players here, both looking to take the cheese, so to speak. But this match needs to be done with first.
Tough jump for a right-hander here. Might have to sit on the table on this one. Position line's pretty natural. He's tall, so that'll help him. Got it. What a shot.
Yeah, very, very good jump. Will prove to be, well, we'll see how crucial it was as this match progresses, but he was called up for that. And I have to say, good shape on the 2 here. Come around the back of the pack. Ooh, I think he wanted to be a bit shorter.
Yeah, be okay. You can draw out of it. 5 balls available in the bottom right. We're going to play over to the short side of the 4 here. Tight cue ball movement in the next 3 shots.
Yeah, he navigates that very well, Eric.
Yeah, it got straight here, unluckily. Yeah. There is a window between the 7-9, and he's going to take it here. Playing back into the angle. A little tougher, couldn't use the rail, was drawn into the side. Got perfect here.
Yeah, found the gap nicely. And short rail, long rail. We'll bring him round nicely for shape on the 6. And then really 6-7. Will I think be the key shot. Could push this through.
Yeah, follow will play good here. draw is going to leave a little too much angle on the 7. Wants to get straight enough where he's not running into the 10, ideally.
Did get a good
rail,
bounce.
but he'll be able to avoid the 10 now. Two rails forward here. Oh, gonna draw it a little straighter.
Good pace with that draw.
Yeah, perfect again. This has been a good rack from SZEWZCYK. Getting into a small area on the 4. 5 ball was a little surrounded by the 7-9, but dealt with that nicely.
Both players still looking very relaxed and calm as we get to the closing stages of this quarter-final match. Top-class stuff, Eric.
Yeah, from both players. Seeing the close score line. SZEWZCYK leading 7-6 overall, even in sets. One thing we really haven't seen is the break-in runs. Both players making a ball at least 60% of the time, probably closer to 75%, but really just not getting a shot.
It's a very good point, Eric.
Good time
I think
for SZEWZCYK to pull one out here.
Yeah, I think the only one that I really remember, or that stood out anyway, enough, was the opening rack. SZEWZCYK broke and ran very nicely. But from there, both players have seemed to, well, you wouldn't say struggle. They've been breaking the ball really good. Good control of the cue ball, just not picking up the next shot as much as they'd like. I'd be interested to see what the percentages turn out at for that. But I can't imagine they would be anywhere much above 25%, if at all. So Wojciech SZEWZCYK to break. It's one apiece in this deciding set, race to 4.
Ten balls in this time. But again, no shot on the 1. Let's kind of look at it. Don't believe it passes the 6, Gethin. Not really even looking down the line. I think he's decided that it doesn't.
Nope, looks very, very tight from this camera angle. And even if it threatened to, he wouldn't have a whole pocket. So, options to go safe here. Would ideally like to bring the cue ball round to that cluster of 4-2-9. Don't know if there's a pathway there.
He's going to leave it open. Just caught it slightly thick to open up the cue ball far enough from the 1. Good chance for Ruiz here. About half pocket on the 2, but 2's pretty close to the pocket.
Ooh, did the cue ball come far enough? I think it has. Just looked for a second there that it wasn't going to come far enough, but yeah, it's come plenty. As you mentioned, maybe half a pocket, but a great opportunity for FSR here. Now,
It's got some angle to develop back over to the left long rail. I believe he'll take that path. A little short, I think, Gethin. Rail first, definitely there, but going to make the position a lot tougher. I think the cue ball's running into the 5 off the second rail.
Yeah,
could actually check it, but it complicates the kick a lot. He's thinking about going short of it and then coming up and leaving himself a decent amount of angle. I don't mind that. Good play, just a little hard on the speed.
He was. He wasn't far away from contacting the 5. Would have ideally not wanted the cue ball on this cushion.
Yeah, he purposely played it in front of it there. Actually, maybe the speed he played at it, he might have been trying to run into it. I don't think he would have misjudged the speed by that much. Tough pocketing now for Ruiz. No good. Just left it decently safe, but we've seen SZEWZCYK not back away from any banks in this set, in this match.
No, it looks like it's come up a bit far for a straight bank. But the way he would need to play it if he was going to bank it, he could draw, and it would come back towards the left centre pocket just high for the 6. But no. That's a bit brave of me to call.
Yeah, you're right. It was like just a little long there. Good save.
Yeah, found the 9.
2 rails behind it now for Ruiz.
I'm not sure he's got away with that. I don't think he has. It was a good hit. The 10 didn't come into play. And Wojciech has a just off straight look at this 5. Well, from that angle, he actually had more than I gave him credit. And a little raise of the hand as he...
not going off on the side there.
Yeah. Caught the knuckle raise of the hand. Cue ball finished in a nice position though. Can pop it back a little bit off the rail just like that. And, well, always important to keep in front no matter what the format is, but in this race to 4, probably more important than ever.
Yeah, don't forget we're in shootout territory too, so if SZEWZCYK gets to 3 here, he'll be guaranteed a shootout.
I'm glad you brought the S word up before me, Eric. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, we've had a lot this tournament. A lot of 3-setters too. More than I've ever remembered. Like 75% of the matches I've done have been 3-setters. Shows the
That's good stuff.
Lack of parity in the field.
Absolutely. And this format itself is exciting too. Players have been enjoying it. One thing that we haven't seen really is people running away with break and runs, and that's what's kept this exciting for me. Seen a lot more safety exchanges, as you've seen FSR and SZEWZCYK making and getting out of some great safeties. But SZEWZCYK has this to take the lead in the third and deciding set. There we have it, Eric. Well, this is getting closer and closer to a stalemate and a shootout, but it is winner breaks. SZEWZCYK will be looking to push on here and get to the hill. I'm sure FSR has other ideas. Just having a quick look at our last and remaining quarterfinal that's still going. It's still one apiece and quite tightly locked. The Kuwaiti Alawadi just leading 2 racks to 1 in their third and deciding set. So 3 of the quarterfinals going to a third. SZEWZCYK to break, leading 2 racks to 1 in this third and deciding set.
Yeah, balls in the second row not really going for SZEWZCYK, but the 7 ball going in last minute. And he's got a bank on the 1 here. Looks like he can avoid the 8. Come around it for the 2 in the same pocket.
Yeah, and that does provide him
Nice.
with a little bit of insurance. If he does play that bank
nice break
and gets around the 8.
Go ahead, sorry. Yeah.
I was saying if he does play the bank and bring the cue ball up as you were suggesting to where he's looking now, if there was just to miss the bank and the 1 ball stick there, he will have the 2 and 7 as blockers, so maybe a bit of a shot to nothing as well. He called it, Eric.
Yeah, I like this play. And the two-way element of it is good as well. Two-way part's going to come up here. It's a pretty makeable bank, Gethin. Bit of a half chance let go there by SZEWZCYK.
We've seen FSR get out of some beauties already in this match. I think the 9 has spoiled any chance of wanting to jump at this.
Yeah, and the 8-10 are kind of blocking off the angles he wants coming off the right long rail.
Look at concentration on his face. Ooh, and I think maybe the 10 spoiling the 1 rail at direct hit, so this is going to be interesting to see how FSR attacks this. Maybe he's looking at the 1 rail.
Yeah, just some right spin, open it up. Shot. Gonna leave him safe.
Yeah, very good. Very good result and a very good escape. I'm sure Wojciech will want to do the same again here, but it's a little bit more difficult.
He looked over at the angle of the crossbank, but he hasn't called it yet. No call, so just gonna play safe here. Might try to get the cue ball back behind the 8-10, cut the 1 into the 2-7. Better shot. Less risk there, less speed. Nicely played.
Yeah, and SZEWZCYK respecting FSR's play and really keeping him locked up and quiet at this crucial point in the third and deciding set. Not much to work with here. Oh, and just catches.
Points.
Yeah. So, dividends being paid from Wojciech's persistence with the safety play there, Eric.
Yeah, a couple chances where he could have tried the bank, but made the proper percentage plays and rewarded nicely here. This is bad news for Ruiz in the overall match. Cue ball's going to have to be over by the right long rail for the 8. Decent amount of room over there.
Yeah, can screw back to play the 4 in the same pocket. And, well, the 8 you could consider as being a little bit tricky where it's positioned next to the 10, but I don't think that's going to be a thorn in SZEWZCYK's side.
Yeah, he's in good stroke here. Expect him to get through this rack.
You pointed it out, Eric. Really good, mature play from the pole. He did turn down, as you rightly said, a couple of banks, and, well, he's made a couple of banks earlier, and that sometimes just gives that decision-making the edge, but no. Stayed stoic, played the percentage play. And, well, he gives himself a great opportunity to get to the hill first in this deciding set. So, as long as he can keep the 10 ball out of his way here, Eric.
Yeah, looks like he might go 3 rails forward. It is possible to punch off the left long rail too. Go for the punch play.
Watching it closely, watching it closely.
Doesn't want to be drawing back into the 10. Looks like he's on a straight line drawing back. Can avoid it to the right of it. Gonna follow this. Yeah, just slightly drawing into the 10. Shot.
Yeah, that was good to pick out, Eric. If he had a drawn back and caught that 10, he could have put himself in quite a bit of trouble. So electing to go the other way. Brings the cue ball into the centre of the table. And after
Slightly more angled and comfortable, but as we were saying, in fine form. Expect him to get this one.
SZEWZCYK takes the 10, and he's first on the hill in this deciding set. Puts himself in driving position. A bit of a turnaround if you'd have taken the first set as the lead, with FSR taking that 4-2. But Wojciech SZEWZCYK has dug deep, played some very good offensive shots, but also picked the right moment to play defense, and has been rewarded with getting to the hill. This is fantastic top level stuff, Eric. We have been blessed. In fact, we've been blessed all day today on day 6. We do have 2 more days to come, and also following this match we also have the Little Monster Mixed Couples International Open Final. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. SZEWZCYK to break on the hill in this deciding rack.
Oh, look out for the cue ball. Got nicked by the 2. Nothing down.
The 2 nearly made its way into the bottom left corner, but nothing dropping. And for the comeback to begin in this 3rd set, FSR needs to be out of his chair, and that he is. He's taking this on, Eric.
Yeah, pretty natural position. He's got it.
Looks like
Cue
he's
ball
gonna
running
pick
into
up
the
a
10 now.
Yeah. That's just going to change the way he plays
into
this.
Yeah, if he gets into the bottom side of it, he can still move towards the 3. It's a good shot. And look at this, lining up another combo. Might be a
Or a
carom,
carom.
but he's going to be going at the 10 here. Yeah.
Hold on to your seat, Eric.
It's there.
And
Another quick one for Ruiz.
is that 4 or 5 now? I've lost count, Eric.
I think it's 5
Who's
overall in the match. I think Ruiz has at least 3 of them, if not 4.
Fantastic. Well, slight changes in the format allow early 10s to be possible. This is the Little Monster Men's International Open. I've been loving this format in the race to 4s and winner breaks. And we are being blessed yet again. This is a must-win rack for Sanchez. And if he were to make it, we will be moving forward with a shootout.
Yeah, you can see the crowd getting behind him a little bit too. Playing in his home country. Something flew in quickly, didn't quite see where, but he's got the 2 down.
Yeah, you could tell by the way FSR got up and went over for his playing stick that he was happy, as you can see, yeah.
And he's perfectly on the 1, Gethin, and up and shooting quick. Looking like a shootout here again.
Well, a shootout may threaten the start time for our final, but for us in the comms box and our viewers, it will not matter. This has been the beauty of the format, and it does keep everyone on tender hooks. Ruiz with a good opportunity here too, Eric.
Yeah, he's got the angle on the 5 that he wants. Can follow through for the 6 in the left middle. Actually, it passes the 7s. He'll just go back in the same pocket. He's good here, Gethin.
Yeah.
Buckle up and get ready for another shootout.
Please replace your tray to the upright position and buckle up. He's a little straight. He just had a little look away. but I think he's got enough to be able to, yeah, he's got enough to be able to come off the long rail.
I don't know who to favor in the shootout. Both world-class players, both sniper-type pocketers.
Well, we
Shevchuk
surely
has a
know
little
who.
more experience in the Pro Billiard Series, so he might give him a small edge. It should be a good one here.
Should be indeed, Eric, and we do go through to a shootout in this quarter-final of the Little Monster Men's International Open. This will be a thriller. The format is, I believe, it's been a while since I've been in the shootout. Eric? 2 attempts each.
Go ahead, yeah.
I believe it's 2 attempts each.
So the ones that you were doing were probably the doubles ones. This is a singles one, so it'll be 4 shots each. And if it's tied after 4 shots, the cube will be moved back into a smaller box. They have a box right now between the diamonds closer to the corner pocket all the way out to the head string. If it's tied after 4, they'll move the box back a little. If you look real closely on the table, there's small white lines of where they're able to shoot from.
That's the first one.
Got the
Successfully. Yeah. The 10 ball is not off the spot, it's off the spot that it finds in the rack. But yeah, you are right. I was on a shootout for a doubles, and it was exciting stuff. Not very many misses at all in that one. SZEWZCYK gets off to the best start. FSR will be looking to replicate this now. His first attempt in this quarterfinal shootout.
Two for two. Both players wrapping it out of the corner.
Two
ways to shoot this shot. Yeah, you can move the cue ball a little further into the middle of the table and just play it with straight high, or wrap it out of the corner like they are. Most players prefer the straight high, but it is complete preference. Kind of funny that there's a stationary ball like this and different players see it different ways.
Indeed. Small applause from the crowd. We are at the Gandia Palace Hotel in Spain. I have a feeling there will be a few more people there to cheer for FSR, but nevertheless, a nice round of applause for SZEWZCYK as he converts his second opportunity. 2 for 2 for him. FSR making his first. He now places the cue ball for his second attempt. Well,
might be in for a long one here, Gaston.
Impressive. I was about to say, I had a look back on the shootout I commentated, and there was a bit of banter in the chat rooms about the differences, as if they wanted the players to play until there were 2 clear racks, or the shootout. Well, for the sake of timings and to ensure the players do get to fulfill the schedule, I think this format works best, and also great entertainment.
Center pocket again.
Neither
Longest
of our
shootout
players.
in pro billiards history went 15 rounds. There was one recently in the World 10-Ball Championships that went to 13 rounds between Shane Van Boning and Alex Kazakis.
Wow.
Imagine the pressure in that semifinals of the World Championships. And we'll see here in a couple shots, for those that aren't familiar with the shootout, the shot becomes a fair bit tougher after the first 4, moving the cue ball back. But yeah, they made 9. Van Boning made 8 shots from the back rail, and Kazakis made 9, finally beating him.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, they're making it look easy here. Neither
Absolutely.
player looking to be succumbing to any kind of pressure.
Good metronomic stuff from our pair. Only goes to back up the reason why we're here in the first place. Neither player giving an inch. Both players making 3 for 3. SZEWZCYK wanting to make it 4.
Perfection
Wow.
in the first 4 for SZEWZCYK.
I would be very interested to overlay the last shots by both players. They looked identical for themselves. So,
I know what you mean. Speed, exact same. Cue ball moving the exact same way.
yeah, this is it. If there were to be the first real dose of pressure in front of your home crowd, this would be it. Never a doubt, Eric. Never a doubt. So, after the first set of 4, well, 4 apiece, 4 converted. This is top-notch stuff, Eric. Absolutely.
Yeah, cue ball's getting moved back now. Players usually tend to shoot this one with straight high. A little more distance. To hit it with a little too much speed to draw it, but he is kind of taking a stunning contact point at this. Came out of the rails again. What a shot. Wow.
Boom. I just want to add, without taking away from this one, but our remaining match in the quarterfinals between Carl Naderberg and Badr Alawadi also is gone to a shootout. Wow. Nerve. Oh, fingernail biting, sorry, stuff.
Ten balls placed in the same way every time, so as not to give any advantage of shooting at certain parts of the ball. Straight high for Ruiz that time. I personally like the straight high play, especially from the back rail. Give him a small edge shooting it like that. Yeah, 5 each now. Oh, and we finally have a winner in this closely contested match. Oh, pardon me. Ruiz still has to make the last one. Pardon me. My apologies.
Oh yeah. Needs to make this one, Eric. Has been successful on every one so far. Needs this one to progress through to the semi-finals. Well, a very well done to Francisco Sanchez Ruiz as Wojciech SZEWZCYK with a beautiful friendly gesture. There had to be a winner in this tightly contested affair, and it is FSR that progresses through to the semi-finals. They will take place tomorrow, but please do not go anywhere, as we will have coming up next the final of the Mixed Couples International Open presented by Little Monster. The matchup between Muyan Zhang of China, Oliver Zolnocki of Hungary, who will be taking on Wang and Marco Teutscher. Going to be a great matchup. There will be a small delay of the start from that as we get the arena readjusted for that match. I'd just like to extend a big thank you to our players, our viewers, and more importantly for me, my co-commentator, who did an absolutely fantastic job in this tight-fought affair, Eric Horlifson. And we will be back, both myself and Eric, for the final. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Just for your attention for a moment, if anybody has left their cues in the other room, the room is now locked, but we have the cues here around by the officials' room. So if you are missing a set of cues, they are in safe hands around here. If you'd like to come and see Julie, she will help you out.